Today we're going to focus on the standard OA2, and what that standard says is write simple expressions that record calculations with numbers and interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. So I know that sounds like a lot of gibberish. So what we're going to do today is we're going to just look at a few problems together and kind of figure out what exactly that standard is asking for us to do. So earlier last week, we were looking at problems like this, where we were using PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, those rules to help us solve these problems. So today what we're doing is we're taking this and we're changing it up so it looks like this. How can we make this look like this? Okay, that's really what we're doing today. So we have to make sure that we're aware of our math vocabulary, because not having a good, strong math vocabulary is really going to make this challenging. Let's go ahead and look at number one together. Number one says, find the sum of 6 and 4, and then take away 2. Okay, so sum, that's a key word. We have to know what sum means, and we have to know what take away means. If we don't know that, we're going to be stuck a little bit. Okay, so let's think. Find the sum. What do you think that means? I hope you said it means add. So what we're going to put it in parentheses because it wants us to do this first. So 6 plus 4, and then take away 2. So then we'll subtract 2. Okay. The next one, number 2, it says find half of 5 less than 10. So if we're going to find half of a number, we're probably going to divide by 2, right? So find half of 5 less than 10. So the first thing we need to do is find what is 5 less than 10, because we're going to take half of it. All right. So 5 less than 10, that tells me I'm going to subtract. So 10 minus 5. And then I'm going to take half of that. Okay. Okay, so number 2 might cause us a little heartache if we try to solve it. But remember, looking back at that standard, it says without solving. So we don't have to solve it. All we need to do is come up with the numerical expression, which is what we're doing here. We're writing these number sentences. All right, moving on to number 3. It says find the product, another math vocab word, of 3 and 2, and then take away 5. So I hope that you're seeing these words where it says and then. It means we'll do that steps next. It'll be the last step we do after we do the first one. So find the product. So product means multiply of 3 and 2, and then take away 5. So then we will subtract 5 from it. Okay, let's try another one. Find 6 times as many as 2 divided by 6. Okay, so let's see. Find 6 times as many as 2 divided by 6. Find 6 times as many as 2 divided by 6. So 6 times as many, 6 times as many as, and then we'll group this together, 2 divided by 6. All right, and this is another problem that would probably give us some heartache if we try to solve it, because 2 divided by 6 is going to not be a whole number. So that'll get us into decimals or fractions like we will explore later in 5th grade. All right, so number 5, it says subtract the quotient of 8 divided by 7 from 9. So we have to subtract a quotient. So if we're subtracting a quotient, that means we have to find the quotient first, right? If we're going to subtract it. Okay, so the quotient 8 divided by 7. And they want us to subtract this from 9. So my 9 needs to go in the front, right? Okay. All right, next one. Divide 21 by the difference between 18 and 9. So you go ahead and figure that out. What do you think you're going to do first? I hope you said we're going to have to find the difference between 18 and 9 first, because it wants us to divide this answer by 21. So difference means subtract, so 18 minus 9, and then we're going to divide that into 21. So the 21 needs to go at the front. Okay, that's 21 divided by the difference between 18 and 19. Okay, number 7, 2 divided by the quotient of 8 divided by 5. Okay. Go ahead and work that out and let's see what you get. Okay. I hope you said that the first thing we need to do is divide 8 by 5. So 8 divided by 5. And then it said 2 divided by this answer. So we're going to divide it like this. 2 divided by the quotient here. And remember, the quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay. All right, we're going to do number 8, and then you guys can practice some. All right, number 8, it says find 2 more than 5 plus 8. So it sounds like all we're doing is going to be adding. All right, so you set that problem up and we'll see if we get the same answer or some, because we're adding. Okay, so we have to find 2 more than, so 2 plus 5 plus 8. So then we'll put our 5 plus 8 in parentheses to group them together like they are in that sentence there. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Practice will make perfect with this standard. It's just one of those that you got to get in there, try to solve them, figure it out, and the more you see it, and then the more that you practice, the easier it's going to be. All right, guys, do your best today. Y'all are awesome.